right, you guys, we are closing in on being able to call this turbo motor ready to drop in. Ready to drop in whatever frame we want to put it in. Everything so far has been either add-ons or things that can be reversed. Today, we're drilling a big, fat fucking hole in the side of this engine. And I am stressed about it because this is something that you can't really take back. Once you drill a hole in your motor, there's a hole in your motor. So you're probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about. We have an oil feed line going to this turbo. We need an oil drain. So it's going to come off the bottom of the turbo here. It's just gravity. So the idea is you want the straightest shot possible and you want the largest diameter hose possible. Just give it the best shot at basically gravity draining, right? You can see the size of this fitting. That's not exactly small. And I have to drill a hole in this cam cover probably around there. I was hoping to go around here, but I have a feeling there's going to be a bushing on the inside for the generator. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm a little bit stressed. I'm hesitating. Can you tell I'm just talking about this instead of doing it? So, woo, baby. Yeah, I'm going to pull this cam cover off. I'm going to look at it from the backside and kind of see what we're dealing with. Okay, cam cover's off. It wasn't so bad. The big thing that I'm happy to see is I wiped my finger in some of the oil that was down in the bottom end, and I walked over to the window and in the sunlight just sort of looked for any kind of like glitter, any metal shavings. And dude, it was fresh, clean oil. So that's awesome to see. I think this motor is in great health. The other thing too is backside of the cam, there's a lot of room right here. So I think that's probably where I'm going to make my hole because it'll be right below the oil drain, and it should have a nice straight shot, which again just helps everything drain out of that turbo because you don't want to have oil pooling up in your turbo. It starts to get smoky and nasty and it starts to cook and bake in there. So the more you can get through it, the cooler it stays, the healthier it is, and the happier everything is. So yeah, I'm going to clean up some gasket surfaces and then I guess we'll start plotting out this massive hole. So yeah, one other thing I want to do with this cam cover while I have it off is I'm gonna shave off that S&S logo. Not that I'm trying to hide anything. It's just I think it would look a little bit more cleanly without the S&S logo. I've said it a bunch in my other videos. I'm actually really stoked that this is an S&S engine. I know it won't have like the historical value as like a real generator shovel, but if you're going to be putting a turbo on something, it better be built the fuck up. So I know this motor is an absolute tank. It's a beast, and I think that makes me a lot more confident about putting a turbo on it. Yeah, the big thing for me is I just want to polish this out because clearly we've got a lot of polished metal going on, and I think this would look really pretty if it kind of matched some of that shine. So I'm going to shave the logo, I'm going to polish this, and once again I am just talking to the camera, avoiding drilling this hole because it is stressful. I don't know, man. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be brave, okay? Brave soldier, putting on my brave face. Glamour and glory. To the drill press. Okay, I like the way that turned out. We've got our hole, it's in the right spot, and our fitting threads in beautifully. And right where it starts to get snug, you should be able to give it one more 90 to get it to point right up, and that's gonna seal up nice and tight. And yeah, it doesn't stick out too far on the inside, so there shouldn't be any clearance issues in here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I've deburred it all. I think we're ready to move on to polishing, which is the tedious part, but it must be done. I'm just gonna make everything look good, and I'm gonna be really happy when this is done. Okay guys, it's a few days later. I'm just having kind of like a late evening in the shop here. I'm working on the shovel head swap. This bike used to be an Evo, getting a shovel head, kind of cool. So that video is gonna come out soon. Hopefully you guys can check that one out. But what I'm really doing, I'm waiting on parts for that thing. So what I'm really doing is I'm looking back at this turbo motor. We got the cam cover polished. We got the hole drilled for the oil drain, so that's all good. Literally, like, the last thing I have to do to get this turbo motor tied up, oh, I guess the intake manifolds and the vise over there, is gonna be boost referencing. So there's a few systems that need to be boost referenced. One thing is just simply a gauge. You have to have a boost gauge if you're gonna be tuning, right? Wastegate actuator, bleed off excess pressure if we build too much boost. And ignition system, because as boost builds, you got to pull some timing out so nothing detonates and goes squirrely on you. So yeah, in order to get that boost referencing set up, we need to drill one last hole. This is like the last real chunk of setup that I have to do for this turbo motor. So we're just going to do it tonight, man. Okay, here we are. We have our spare, it is an S&S intake manifold, which is awesome. It helps to have spare parts around. So it's an X58, whatever that means. It's not the one that came on the motor, but it should, you know what, actually, I'm gonna pull the one off the motor and just make sure I'm not destroying this for no reason. Give me a minute. All right, I'm glad I pulled that off the motor. Dimensionally, they are just about identical, but I don't know, just to be 100% safe, I am going to use the one that was on the motor and that I built all these parts around. And as you can see, it's already kind of got a little nipple on it there, so you can... Disgusting! You can have a reference point. I think a VOES sensor went to that. We're not using a VOES sensor anymore, so I'm just gonna use that as my drilling point, and I'm gonna open that up to a 1/8 NPT thread. This will go back on the shelf, save it for a rainy day. And this is gonna go into the drill press. But I think right now I'm gonna try to either pull this little nipple out or I'm just gonna cut it off. We'll see. How do you like me now, baby? I might freehand this just because that's gonna guide my drill bit perfectly. Mucho happy with that. Just want to show this. Look at these S&S head intake ports. I gotta do this one. Look at the shape of that one. That ain't normal. That ain't your standard shovel head. This thing's so good, man. we're all good. Our vacuum lines, get a tap to that port. And then I'm gonna make a little boost log thing that has other NPT threads to come out of it for the boost gauge and the hob switch to control the ignition. So I'm done for tonight. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We'll kind of do like, I'll show you guys the cam cover and I'll show you guys kind of like finished motor once I get this thing, this little boost setup made, and yeah, should be done tomorrow. I feel good about it. What's up, guys? It is the next day and I got some aluminum, so we're gonna go make this thing. We're gonna go make this little boost referenced manifold pressure log thing that I can run all my vacuum lines off of. Boost lines, vacuum lines, whatever you want to call them. So that's the plan. Here's our aluminum. I'm gonna get to cutting and I'm gonna probably shave it down a few sizes on the lathe, and it should be pretty easy, but I'll show you guys the process. Okay, you guys get the idea. I just wanted to make a little block where I could have multiple different options for running these 1/8 inch NPT lines out of. That way, I can pretty much do what I want with whatever this vacuum hose, and this should sit up, I'll show you guys, this should sit somewhere nice. So that this can kind of hang out in between the tanks up here somewhere. I'll zip tie it up here. And the hob switch will be out this end, and I just need to find another plug for here. But yeah, kind of tucked away, zip tied up, nice and tight, should be clean. I think it's a good option. All right, plugging this one with my thumb. Boom, baby, how you like that action? Dang, is that not like the coolest thing? Just to see that stuff work? I am ecstatic about this. That's pretty much all the hard fabrication stuff done. I've still got to do some conversion work on this carburetor, but like, yeah, it's just messing around with the carburetor, man. We've all been there, we've all done that. Turboing a motor was something, well, turboing a Harley engine, something I haven't done before, so this was all new and all an experiment. I'm pretty proud of the way it turned out. I think this thing's awesome. It looks awesome. And it should theoretically work pretty good. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. So I'm thrilled about it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the bell or whatever they say. And I don't know, guys, I appreciate you watching. And as always, the annoying YouTuber thing, if you're a sponsor, dude, I need a sponsor. I always say it, this is not my shop, okay? I know it looks crazy. I know it looks like I'm made of money over here, but we could use some help on the channel. So yeah, like, subscribe, do all that boring YouTube shit that people say to do. So there's gonna be more of this. Make sure you stay tuned for that.